Sorry, I am for that, which is the short notice given to you. I diddly did.
No worries. I tried to get set up as soon as I saw your text. Thanks for taking me up on the offer.
I don't remember when I sent you the text. The comic book doesn't say. That said, I presume it is possible that I sent you a text on the way here. That it is.
Simple Man mentioned that you'd be tagging along. Nice to meet you. I've only met your husband passing. Good man.
I hope that you can help. I'm still a little confused as to what's going on.
That's because you showed up to my house in the middle of me doing my shit. Of course, the author thought I couldn't just shoot you away. So here you are. Naturally, you will be confused. So diddly forgive me for repeating myself, but think I do that only right. It is that Mrs. Blinken let in we do on what happened this day. When arrived, I diddly did at the warehouse. Opened diddly door was, walked in, I did diddly did, and Abe, his name is Abe, not Tim. Hope got that info earlier too. You diddly did goober. But as I was saying, walked in, I diddly did, and Abe was to be found nowhere within. Ambush, I was by two beasts who came directly from hell itself. They whispered sweet nothings to me before setting the warehouse on fire. This is when they diddly disappeared.
Oh, what?
There was no sign of human life. Your husband wasn't... You didn't catch her?
I thought you were going to catch her. Say again, I do. Thought I diddly did. I catch her, you would have...
Take her to a medical wing and give her whatever she needs. You knew she would fall out, didn't you?
First of all, who the hell says fallout? It's faint. And yes, I assumed as much. Abe says she could be a bit dramatic. But let's get this figured out. The beast was some demon-looking things and packed a punch. Clearly they were there to see me. Wait a minute now. Why am I telling you this information if I have already supposedly contacted you via text? I mean, come on now. Either I texted you all the information to let you know that I was coming with Mrs. Blinken, or I didn't, and I am telling you now. This author seems to want to have it both ways and doing my head in. I can't work under these conditions. It's like having a script but not having one.
Calm down, Mr. Simple Man. We all know the script was written by a retard who simply filled out a page of bullet points to cover. It was then handed to a few different underpaid ghostwriters to fill in the blanks. Let's just assume that you contacted me with all of this information already, but we'll talk about it anyway, just so the readers can see that we're doing something. That said,
that's my catchphrase. Why are you speaking like I speak?
Remember who wrote this story? We all have no personality of our own. Instead, we simply share the same personality. That's why we all sound the way we do. There's only so much a parody can do to give us that which the author doesn't know how to give. That said, I have as thorough a database as you can imagine, and I've never heard of anything that fits that description. But after catching some sample of the blood trail you left, you know that blood that was burned and cauterized at the scene that you apparently left? I did a quick analysis. There was a trace of bullshitologism.
Bullshitologism? What the hell is that?
Bullshitologism is like a molecule, but not. It's not present in human DNA, but every time I come across it, a peculiar type of being was involved.
You're losing me.
There are things that we can scientifically identify that helps us understand life. With human DNA, think of it like this. We all have our own unique scripts, but the actors are the same.
So kind of like this comic book, we all have our unique scripts, but we actors are all the same. So this clone, for lack of a better word, is from a different studio.
He's in a completely different industry. Last time I saw this, I was working abroad. We found traces from remains of a creature that had to be from the Under-Earth. That's what we're calling hell in this story. The Under-Earth.
So you believe the beasts are from the same place as this?
Well, that's what the script is telling me. At least of a similar makeup. Wait, just a minute. How's your scratch already healed? That goober juice isn't that good.
Popped a couple of painkillers, I diddly did. Assure you that this thing diddly didn't come from me. What happened in the previous case?
Okay, we're about to enter some dark territory. We were both very young during the Great War of Separation. How much do you know about the factions?
As with any war, there's more to it than we diddly know. I understand the basics. Flex is one and Baldwin is the hero. Of course, there are some conspiracies.
At least one of them I can personally confirm. Paranormal subjects took advantage of this turmoil and made moves. There are other creatures that are nearly identical to this. We believe dozens of them appeared during the war. However, the sightings were concentrated near one area, at least until they weren't.
I'm assuming that's where you came in, because even though we just established that we were both young during the Great War, after hearing all this backstory, I am going to now assume that Goober was there because, of course, he was.
Correct. I was about 4 years old. An odd earthquake rocked where I was living, and days later, a carcass was discovered by a private investigator. I was contracted to take a look, and I had a feeling. Had a feeling that the earthquake wasn't a coincidence. The mystery lies in the fact that it was the furthest southwestern sighting. I need to do a little more research. It'll take a few days.
Look, I appreciate that you've been studying this since you were 4 years old. I also appreciate that we need to deliver this huge history dump of information for the readers. Fact is, this could have been distributed throughout this episode and the previous one in smaller bite-sized chunks in a variety of ways. What I am saying is that I just don't have time to wait around for you to figure out more to this story.
You do if you want to figure out what happened to Abe. We have to connect the dots. As for the history lesson, well, I didn't write this tale. All I can do is attempt to deliver it in a way that doesn't bore the viewers. In the meantime, there's someone I want you to visit.
Why exactly am I paying you?
Because I'm Goober. I need you to do this. Let's not waste any more time. There's a resource about an hour west near the mountains. It doesn't exactly appear on your phone map. There lives one of my greatest sources of intel. Tell her everything. She's the only one who would know if something weird is happening in this area. Again, I repeat, tell her everything. She's not the type to talk on the phone, but this will get you in. I'll have some more information once you get back. We'll take care of Mrs. Blinken.